Good day, everyone. This is Pound Needles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at Blaze News in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Draculita.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Hello there, Drac. How's everything doing in Barovia?
The Ravenloft plague is back among us. Yay.
Yay. That's the problem. That mist just keeps clinging and holding. See, not even the germs can escape Barovia.
That is true. It's either that or the Vistani keep leaving and then coming back and bringing all sorts of stuff back with them. I'm not sure which.
Well,
it might be that.
Well, yes, that adds new plagues on top of the old ones, yes.
Exactly. So yeah, hopefully I don't die before the end of the show, but we'll see. So it's going to be a fun game. We'll see if I survive the whole show. We'll see.
Then let's see what we have for our news this weekend. It looks like we have an update, maybe even a second one.
We do. More on that in a second. But yeah, we had update 57.1 was released today, as a matter of fact, as we record this on Wednesday, December the 7th. Of special note in 57.1 is the Jester of the Festibalt has arrived. Well, actually, he'll arrive tomorrow as we record this on December 8th. If you're listening to this when it comes out, hey, the Jester is already here. So, of course, that means players can trade special coins found in chests throughout the game in exchange for fun cookies and other rewards from the Jester. Coins are going to continue to appear in-game through January the 9th of 2023. And the Jester will stick around until January 16th, 2023, which is so bizarre that we're talking about 2023 already. And it's not that far away if you think about it, which is crazy. Also, this update 57.1 released Hardcore League Season 7. So yes, we just finished a Hardcore League, and now here we are in a Hardcore League once again. Now, this time it is Retrial by Fire.
Retrial by Fire? What are they doing to us this time?
You know what? I haven't even looked at it. Let's see. Looks like it is a redo of the third, I do believe, hardcore season. So they kind of did like what they've been doing the past couple times. They've been reduxing, as it were, older hardcore leagues. So this is the Trial by Fire one, which I think was like the third or the fourth one. Somebody can correct me. Podcast at ddoplayers.com or shoot us an email if you want to tell me how stupid I am for not knowing this, but I don't do hardcore, so I don't know any of this. And then you got the Bone Devil Skull Helmet for 1,500 favor. 3,000 favor, you get the Bone Devil Armored Mount. Okay, both of those sound pretty cool, actually. 10 Reaper points gets you the Death Walker's Cloak 7. Yeah, I can speak. I really can. What's new, right? And 20 Reaper points is the Dretchling War Veteran Creature Companion. And if you make it to level 20, the Death Walker's Sash 7. And there's a little note. There's also going to be a 20% Reaper XP boost active throughout the season on the hardcore server only. So if you're trying to get those Reaper points, 20% Reaper XP boost. So that is running through February the 7th. So it's a little shorter season this time. But good luck to one and all that are doing hardcore.
You'll need it.
You'll need it, and it's not going to be me. It's neither here nor there. Then, of course, we do have bug fixes, which often come in these updates. A previous change to the cooldown of skills that was released in Update 57 has now been reverted. Skills should now trigger as they did prior to the release of Update 57. I know there was a lot of complaints about the cooldowns of some of the skills and some other issues that crept up because of that. So apparently they were like, oh, we're just going to reverse it and go back to the drawing board. So once the servers come back up, again, Foreshadowing. More on that in a moment. The cooldown of skills are going to be reversed like it was before Update 57. The class level hit point bonus granted by heroic durability and various combat styles is no longer inappropriately flagged as an insight bonus and will now stack with everything. They also corrected an issue that would cause a player's creature companion stable not to appear correctly. Any players who did experience missing stables recently should now have their proper stables returned. The Wish for Memories potions are now functioning properly for half-elves and humans. Spell absorption items no longer block harmful effects used in beneficial ways by players or their party members.
Harmful effects used in beneficial ways?
Yeah, like, I can think, like, off the top of my head, like, if you would be using, like, a skill that does negative something, and if you are healed by something negative, you would want that negative effect to go on you because you get health from that?
Okay, I guess because I never have characters that would benefit from such a thing.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. I have several. I know everybody's like, what? Me playing a bad character? No, not at all. Some missing harpies have now been added to the monster manual. Okay. Missing creatures from the quest Killing Time, Under the Cover of Darkness, and I Know Who Done It have now been added to the appropriate monster manuals as well. They corrected a data error in the monster manual for skeletal sharpshooters. Okay, I am going to give up. It's going to be a long podcast because I can't talk. Embodiment of Law and Harbinger of Chaos's imbue dice no longer drop on death. Hunter's Mark no longer puts stances on cooldown, and several more. I'm not going to read through this whole list because apparently I can't speak English, so there you go. Check over in the show notes to read the full thing. Quest and adventure areas also got some work. Order in the Court. Not just court, but it's court with an exclamation point behind it. A named loot chest now does appear after completing all 3 trial optional objectives as originally intended. This chest has been erroneously appearing after finding 9 clues. Finding all 9 clues now awards an additional optional chest. That seems like a lot of work for a chest. I've never done that quest, but that seems like an awful lot of work.
Well, since I have no idea what quest Order in the Court is.
I think it's part of the new quest that came out, if I am not mistaken.
Okay. That probably explains why I haven't done it yet.
That just seems like an awful lot of work for a chest, but maybe it's just me. Growing Pains, the pumpkin breakables are no longer stuck slightly under the ground, preventing them from actually being broken. That's a good thing. If they're breakable and you can't break them, they're not breakable, are they? Army of Eternal Night, a lever has been added to help players and prevent the quest from being unable to be completed in certain situations outside of the trapped corridor. And also the same quest, Army of the Eternal Night, skeletons will now properly drop collectibles instead of just empty bags. Okay, Undead Throughout the Grip of the Hidden Hand Adventure Pack now properly takes damage from positive energy. There you have it.
Now, if those empty bags that they dropped actually gave you more space in which to put things, then
yeah, that would be kind of awesome.
That would be an awesome thing to drop.
And then final thing we'll talk about in the release notes here is the 150 favor reward for the more grave favor is now functional. You can be acquired the favor by speaking to the favor NPC. Players who already earned this favor reward and who have already spoken with the NPC do not yet have their +5 hit points. This will be retroactively granted in a future patch. players who have not yet acquired the favor reward by speaking to the NPC can now acquire that favor reward by speaking to said NPC. And that is update 57.1 release notes. The full release notes can be found over on DDO Players. So click over on the show notes and read those. Now, go ahead.
Now, that, of course, is what they hoped would happen, but apparently there's a little bit of extra downtime, and that end time keeps on moving. In fact, they just announced that it is down until 10 p.m. tonight, which is even nastier than what we were going to announce before.
Yeah, because when they originally announced it, it was 7, and then they changed it to 8, and now apparently it's 10. But yes, Quarterman did post over on the forums that the DDO Game Worlds would be unavailable on Wednesday, December the 7th, which is tonight as we record this show. The reason is to deploy a hotfix to correct an issue with certain effects. That is very vague, but okay. And apparently it's taking a little while longer. But I do have a question. As somebody that is an IT person, usually for a hotfix, you don't have to take things down. So is it really a hotfix if you take your servers down?
Well, the term hotfix has evolved, shall we say.
Okay.
And the part of the evolution of it is, at least for in the gaming industry, is that it's a fast fix, as meaning one that comes up spontaneously and theoretically should have a short downtime, but obviously, as you see here, that is
5 to 10, not so short.
That's certainly not true in this case. But usually, it seems like that in more recent years, people have been using it to mean a very fast, spontaneous, must fix this now, wasn't originally planned type of fix. Even though, yes, originally hotfix did mean you didn't have to bring the servers down. Don't you love how the language evolves?
Semantics, I guess, but yeah, that's sure. Okay, so anyway, if you're trying to play the game right now as we record this, you're out of luck. Hopefully they'll come back up at 10 p.m., but we'll see.
We'll see. And then let's talk about actually, did we already talk all about the 7th season of the Hardcore League, or is there more you want us to talk about?
Nope, it was kind of included in the patch notes. So yeah, I think we're good. Just hardcore's going. Good luck. Don't die. All that fun stuff.
All right. And then apparently that there's some trouble with transfers, that they're unavailable to Orion and to Sarlona.
Yes, Cordovan also posted about this over on the forums, where he said they are currently investigating issues preventing players from transferring to Orion and Sarlona. They're working on a resolutions for players needing to get their characters off of the hardcore server through Sunday, which that is no longer the case since hardcore is back up. They did suggest that any players that wanted to do such could transfer those to a different game world. And then in the future, what is going to happen is they are going to offer players the ability to transfer to Orion and Sarlona from any other server for free, because you couldn't do it now. So there you go.
Right. So that's a little. Actually, what is the proper pronunciation for that? Because I get the impression that from some of the talks that they have that Orion is not the proper name for that server, but Orient or something like that.
Some people say Orion, some people say Orion.
Right. Yeah, because
I've heard Keith Baker say it both ways as well, and he's the one that invented it.
So Keith Baker is inconsistent in how
he normally says Orion, though.
All right.
And then it's like I said, everybody's kind of mixed on how you say it. It's however you want to, I guess. That would be a fun poll, I guess. We could put up on the site. How the heck do you pronounce this?
It doesn't help that we have a dev called Orion.
Right, exactly. It's all kind of confusing.
So that sort of like adds a little bit of extra gasoline into the fire there.
Exactly.
Well, then, that actually concludes our game news for this week. So let's go and see what's coming in from the dungeon. Where it seems that Dungeons & Dragons removes the term races.
Yeah, they have. Well, they will. I'll put it that way. This is going to affect future books, and basically it's going to affect the next generation of D&D, which, of course, you know by now is called D&D 1 or 1D&D. Once again, they kind of say it both ways. Anyway, what they're going to do is they're going to take the term races out of the game, and it's going to be replaced with the term species. Of course, everybody is familiar with the term race as it had been used in the game since day one. It is describing the general ancestry of a character and has been around forever, but playtesters and Wizards of the Coast do believe it's time to leave that game term in the past. They posted over on the 1D&D blog, we do understand that race is problematic. This term has had some prejudices links between real-world people and fantasy peoples of the D&D worlds. The usage of the term across D&D and other popular IPs has evolved over time. Now it's time for D&D's next evolution. Since the release of 5th edition of D&D in 2014, wow, has 5th edition been around since 2014? Did not realize it had been that long. Anyway, sidebar, sorry. We have made the conscious decision to reduce usage of the term race to only apply to the game mechanic. We took the step to further in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything in 2020, where they presented an alternative to the character creation that untangled ability score improvements from your choice of playable people. We have also evolved the lore of peoples throughout D&D multiverse to be more diligent in extracting past prejudices, stereotypes, and unconscious biases. I am not going to say anything because I am going to get myself in trouble. So yeah, there you go. It is now called Species, and I assume future reprints of any books and anything that is going to be online will reflect this change as well, but this is how it's going to be in 1D&D for sure. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Then we will leave that to the side and head on to the tabletop. Where Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, is coming from Trick or Treat Studios. It's a little bit late for Trick or Treating, isn't it?
Well, sure, but in my heart, it's always Halloween, Pineleaf. Always. Yeah, Trick or Treat Studios, they kind of announced this softly at Gen Con. They did have like a little early prototype of this. But yeah, they are bringing an officially licensed Texas Chainsaw Massacre board game. Pre-orders are open now. This is going to be out March 31st, actually. In the game, it'll see you and up to 3 friends recreating the events of the 1974 original film. Your van has ran out of gas. It's leaving you and your friends stranded, and you are at the mercy of the family and Leatherface. You're going to have to work together to push your luck to escape. Players are going to pull tokens from a gruesome bag to take actions, but you need to be careful. If you pull too many of the antagonizing Leatherface tokens and the family tokens, that is going to adversely affect your game. So it's push your luck. They're saying a single game is going to last about an hour, and 14 plus is the age on it. All all of the original characters from the movie are going to be here. So if you're a fan of the movie, you know what you're going to get. You know what it's going to be. I'm excited for this. Once again, pre-orders available now. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, going to set you back. $59.95 is the MSRP on this. So about what most board games are. March 31st is release date.
March 31st. Then let's go and find out what's on the screen. Oh. Where Cocaine Bear is heading to theaters next year. Cocaine Bear?
I have been waiting for a week and a half to talk about this because I want to hear your reaction. And I didn't even tease this when we were doing the pre-show. I totally skipped this during our pre-show conversation because I want your full reaction to this. Cocaine Bear coming to theaters next year. What is Cocaine Bear, you might ask? It's exactly what you think it is. It is a grizzly bear that is high on cocaine killing people.
Oh, good grief.
It's a Hollywood classic in the making. This movie is inspired by a true story, actually. Back in 1985, there was a drug run from Colombia, and a plane carrying drugs crashed over Georgia's Chattahoochee National Forest. Once again, words are hard. During this plane crash, 40 kilograms of cocaine were spilled out of the plane. A black bear, who the locals lovingly called Pablo Escobar, appropriate, and they also called him Cocaine Bear, later came across the drugs in the forest, and he ripped open one of the bags of cocaine. He ingested about 40 kilograms of it, and of course died from an overdose. In the movie, though, he doesn't die from an overdose right away. It drives him crazy, and he goes around and starts killing people. So this is a freaking amazing movie. I can't wait. Just watch the trailer is amazing. So just watch the trailer. Think of what's to come for Cocaine Bear.
Okay, so eating cocaine makes you act like you have rabies.
Apparently has two bears.
Yes.
I guess. I mean, I'm not a animal scientist. I don't know exactly what would happen if a bear would ingest cocaine, other than this bear that actually did this died. So, but I would think anybody that ingests 40 kilograms of cocaine would probably die anyway, because that's an awful lot of cocaine. But
that sounds like a whole lot of...
I'm no animal scientist. I'm no drug expert, but apparently it makes you crazy and you kill people. So,
okay,
it's awesome. So yes, Cocaine Bear. Can I expect you to be in line on day one to see this? Didn't think so.
You are joking, aren't you?
Yes, I am totally joking. I just wanted your, like, I do implore you to please watch this trailer, though, because I want to hear your reaction to this trailer. This is going to be the greatest movie of next year. Next to the D&D movie, of course. So yeah. Look for my full review of this after I watch this, because you bet your sweet ass I'll be in the theaters watching this when it hits theaters next year on February 24th. So not too long will I have to wait to see Cocaine Bear.
Right. You're not giving up movies for Lent or anything like that, no?
No. I don't think so. Especially not Cocaine. Maybe after Cocaine Bear, maybe I will, but Lent's going to have to wait, finally.
All right. Very well. Let's then head into our week in gaming. And what were you up to?
A little bit. Played some D&D 5e, actually. Imagine that. Actually played D&D. Oh my gosh. That is a long-standing game that I am in. We got into a big fight, killed some stuff, and lots of other stuff happened. It's complicated, but yeah. Fun game. Love that game. Looking forward to playing on that again. Then over on the tabletop, played The Warriors. Once again, it's been a little while since talked about The Warriors. Did play it a couple times, maybe about a month or so ago. We played with a bigger player count this time. Last time we played with 3 people. This time we played with 4 people to see if it played any different. Played a little different actually with that higher player count, but look for a full review of that coming to the site soon. I think I played it enough now where I can go ahead and do the review on that. And then also had a bunch of friends over on Black Friday as I usually do, and we played the Warriors of Kryn board game, which of course that is the brand new Dragonlance board game that actually is out as of yesterday. We played this before it was out because I got a review copy from Watsy. Look for a unboxing video of that coming to the site soon, probably within the next couple days. I shot the video a while ago, but long, complicated story why that video didn't get released right away. But let's just say there was some computer issues with my video editing computer, and that is straightened out now. So the long-awaited Warriors of Kryn unboxing video will be coming, and as well as a review of it as well. Right. Slight little preview of the review. There's some good things. There's some bad things. I'll save it for the full review though. But let's just say, as a standalone board game, I think it's going to be pretty fun for the right mix of people. This is supposed to be included in with your Dragonlance RPG sessions. You can jump into the board game to fight the battles from the RPG. You can fight them on the board game. That I don't see working real well. I'll talk about that in the review though. But
it sounds like that on Board Game Geek they haven't even figured out yet how many players it's supposed to be for.
We played it at 4. I think it worked well at 4. I don't see it playing much less than 2 to 4. I think officially, I'm trying to think of what the box says. I don't have it in the studio here where I'm recording this right now, but I want to say like officially it's 2 to 8, I think. But it's, yeah, you can tell Rob Dabbio had a lot to do with the game though, because he was one of the lead designers on it. I could tell right away this was a Dabbio design, but also Stephen Baker designed it as well too, who, you know, did Hero Quest. So I could kind of see a little him, but there's a lot of Rob Dabbio in this. Yeah, as a standalone board game, I think it's going to be fun. As part of the Dragonlance RPG, not so much. But
it won't be the first time that they had a board game as part, because I think one of the original Dragonlance modules was a glorified board game.
Was it?
It was one where they finally introduced the good dragons. And there was this, and so the one after that, I think it might have been at the end of the adventure, you're supposed to use this board game that was included. So I think it was an extra thick one or something. It's hard to think because it goes back many years on it. But
yeah, I'm not
effectively had a pretty much a board game in there for fighting the battles between the good and bad dragons.
Spoiler alert for the upcoming Dragonlance review. I'm not big on Dragonlance. I don't have any real history with Dragonlance. I've read the novels, but I'm, like I said, spoiler alert, if you're going to listen to the review we're going to do, I've never played Dragonlance at all. Like, the group of friends that I was playing D&D with, we had no desire to do anything in Dragonlance, so we never did. So, like I said, I've read the novels. I'm familiar with like the history of Dragonlance a little bit through the novels, but never played the RPG at all. So none of the modules, none of the books. I do own, I think, one of the modules. I bought like a lot of D&D books at a garage sale, I think, of all places. Right. And it had like 1 or 2 of the Dragonlance books. So like I've read through the module a couple times, but that's my history with Dragonlance. So there you go. And then also played another game called, it's either called Tailmore or Talmore. Once again, I've heard that pronounced 2 ways as well. This was a Kickstarter campaign that finally got delivered to me. This is a dungeon crawler board game, but it is specifically done through an app. All the cards have QR codes on them. Anything that you do in the game, you have to use the app to scan things, and then the app does everything for you. So it's totally an app-based dungeon crawler. Played with 3 people, and then I played it several times solo. It plays better solo, I think, but we did discuss when we were playing it with the 3 of us that were playing it, it might have played better. You do have the option, if you're playing with multiple people, that everybody can download the app, and then one person is like the host, and I'm using that in air quotes, and then the other people sync up to the host, and then each person uses their own device to scan everything or whatever. So that might work better with multiple people. It was just kind of a pain to have to pass the iPad around, and yeah. So I do think if you're going to play it with multiple people, you definitely want everybody to have the app, which is a free app, and then everybody use their own device. I think it would work much better that way. We are going to try it that way to see how different it plays, but solo wise, it works great. It's super fun. I enjoyed it better solo than I did with the 3-player count that I played it at. Once again, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we were playing with just one iPad and everybody didn't have the app. So keep that in mind. I don't think this is actually available outside of the Kickstarter, though. I don't think they were ever going to do a retail version of this, but I might do a review of this if anybody's interested in that. And then I could possibly even do like a video playthrough if that's something you guys want to see. Let me know, podcast@ddoplayers.com. I could probably do that. Never really done that on the channel before, but why not? So like I said, I enjoyed it. I played it too. I played the first 3 missions solo. So I'm going to jump back in it and try to finish it out solo. So there. And then speaking of dungeon crawlers, played another dungeon crawler, which this also is going to have an unboxing. Same reason why this video is not out yet either. It will be out as well soon. This is called Karak. This is from Cosmos. This is a family weight dungeon crawler. This was super fun. 3 of us played it and we enjoyed it a lot. You can definitely tell it is aimed at kids. It is definitely a family dungeon crawler. It's aimed at kids, but we enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a lot of fun. So if you're looking for, like a family type kids intro to dungeon crawling, I would say this is it. Look for a full review coming soon. Once again, that is Karak. For some reason, this week I have a lot of stuff that we don't know how to pronounce right. Because then again, I've heard it several ways. So I say Karak. But anyway, that is from Cosmos. Unboxing video coming to the channel. And also a full review coming as well. And then I'm not done. I actually did a lot. Played some video games. Started Resident Evil Village. Since I actually have a computer that'll run the darn thing. Just got past the intro. Haven't yet got into the good vampire part of the game yet, but I feel that it's coming soon. I will soon meet Lady Damascus, vampire antagonist of the game, soon, and then she will be yes, I will soon meet her in game, I'm sure. So yes, so that's Resident Evil Village. Then on the Switch, I played a strange little Japanese RPG called 7 Pirates H. I am going to do a full review on this. It's hard to explain this game. It's a Japanese RPG, that is all you need to know. It's a strange little game. Full review coming soon. I'm gonna put a couple more hours into it, and then I'll do a review on that. And then also on Switch, played the brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, your classic beat 'em up starring the Turtles. What more do you need to know? Enjoying the heck out of it. So that's what I did. For once, I actually played some games. What is this world coming to? What did you do?
All right, I will then. First off, on DDO, I was playing my Storm Singer, and I reached level 4 on my Storm Singer. I had finished up Salt Marsh, and I've started working on the Sharn Syndicate, and I'm having a lot of fun with this character. Because I know that when the update that added the Storm Singer was first coming out, I think I pretty much ignored the Storm Singer. I think when we were going through it,
you did, yes.
But when it actually came to playing the character stuff, I really love the Storm Singer. This is one of my favorite characters that I've had recently. So I've really been enjoying that character. So we'll see how far I get along on this one. Now, in board gaming, I've been playing Role Player quite a bit, and I'm actually starting to get decent in the game, because about the last 6 times I think I've managed to get to the highest level on the targets that you can have the true hero level on finishing it
Oh,
up.
wow.
And a couple of months ago, I don't think I even ever reached that level. So I think I'm getting a little bit better on that game. And I've also had my first little dipping of my toes in Frosthaven.
Wait a minute.
What?
How did you get Frosthaven already?
It landed on my doorstep.
Okay, I call foul.
What?
I haven't got mine yet.
Well, they said it was take a few weeks in order to get them all distributed.
Well, I suppose, but
because there were a lot of copies to send out.
Yeah, I can say that was a lot of copies they had to send out for sure.
And a lot of copies they got to send out. Yes, my copy has already arrived, and I haven't got too far into it. Just the completed scenario 0 and starting on scenario 1 to get an idea how the characters work in there and things like that.
So is it Gloomhaven size?
Well, if you mean I would say it's very big compared to that tiny thing called Gloomhaven. Let's see.
Okay, all right. That's all I need to know.
It is. I think it's supposed to be about the same width and length and width as Gloomhaven, but a little bit taller. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. I mean, even more than what you got in Gloomhaven. So that's something for you to look forward to. Oh, and one thing on there is I don't think I received a shipping notice on that one.
That mine may be on the way then, because I haven't got a shipping notice for it either. So
yeah, because I think the only thing I did is I heard the sound of whoever delivered it at my front step, and I looked out there. What is this monstrosity?
What have you delivered to my house?
It even sounded like he was delivering something heavy.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like, "Oh my God, what is in this box? What are you ordering, sir? Oh my God."
And as trying to get this inside, it says, "Oh, Frosthaven. Oh, okay."
That explains everything.
That explained everything, yes. And that concludes my week in gaming. We currently have 15 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, you can go to the donations page. You can support the Players Alliance on Patreon, where your money would be used for podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. If you would like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us at Twitter, the Players Alliance at Players Ally, DDO Players at DDO Players, Draculetta at Dracula_72, and Pineleaf at Pineleaf Deals. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We record DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we record Local Players News. You can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight, then. This is Pineleaf Deals reminding you to quest responsibly.